this is what happens when you aren't able to mow for 3 weeks in spring in central Texas after lots of rain. You can see where the edge of my neighbor's yard ends because they have had their yard mowed since then, unlike myself. So today is a big grass mulchy filled day of mowing. Even though I did this in September and it is now April, I'm going to go ahead and trim up these hedges because they have grown quite a bit in the past 6 months, however long it's been. I'm going to probably bring this down at least as level as this over here, and then I'm also going to just kind of clean this up a little bit. It's really scraggly because I did a really hard trim to it this past September. I cut it back about a foot, and then parts of it I actually cut down like 3 feet. So it's still a little gnarly looking, but it's grown in quite a bit because this part was completely barren. But I'm going to just kind of shave off the top a little bit, and then I'll show you the next part where I'll be trimming that up as well. But this will be coming down until it's level with this. I'll be cutting in because this piece actually is all the way over to here, so I really need to cut this back again as well. chop down about 2 or 3 feet because I wanted them to come under the windowsill. They were just as tall as this one back here. So I chopped these down this past September, and they were almost nothing, just had a few little sprigs here and there, and now they've grown in pretty well, filled out pretty well. So I'm just going to kind of level them out. They're still going to look a little scraggly, but I'm going to start training them to be a little bit flatter. Takes care of the hedge trimming. Now mostly what's left is trimming up my rose bushes and then trimming some limbs off of some trees. So this is one of my rose bushes that actually came with the house. I'm not going to do too much trimming on this, but I am going to try to shape it a little bit more, maybe bring it down closer to the level of the shrub next to it. And to do that, I'm just going to use these little trimming shears. This growth here is not actually the rose bush. This is an old tree that just will not go away. So I'm just going to trim all of this stuff back down to the base to get rid of pollen. Looks a little sparse now, but I'm hoping now that I've got the other bushy stuff cleared out of the way that more shoots will start to come off of the rose plant and maybe fill it out a little bit better and hopefully shade out that other plant that just keeps coming back. Now we're going to tackle my purple roses. Lots of trimming here because there's lots of dead flowers. Mostly I'm just going to get rid of the dead flowers. I do my harder trims in the fall, but since it's spring right now, I'm just going to get rid of the dead flowers. Same with my Texas Crimson Rose or Crimson Texas Rose, whichever it is. Just going to cut off the dead flowers. tree because they're way too close together. There needs to be a little bit of space, otherwise they'll actually damage each other and damage the tree overall. Now on this maple, I'm just going to trim everything from here down completely off because it's going to need to really stock and increase the size of the stalk a little bit, and it's not going to do that with all this around it. So many projects left to do. So if you like this episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you could be so kind, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and follow every other episode that I do, and go ahead and take a look back at previous episodes to kind of get a feel for what my channel is about. Random Considerations episodes are published every Wednesday, and then I also have another segment on this channel called Randomly Healthy. About 10 weeks ago, as of the filming of this video, I started changing how I started taking care of myself, I should say, and started exercising and changing my diet and losing some weight and that sort of thing to help with my energy level so that I can come out here and do the things I need to do out here and just have a much better appreciation for life than I had been having for the past several years. and I document that on a weekly basis. It's published every Sunday, and it's called Randomly Healthy. So go ahead and check that out. If you're into genealogy, I have a genealogy channel called Monkey in My Tree, which is also linked down below. And then if you would like to follow me on any of the social media that I try to keep up with, you can check down below, and it'll list all the social media websites that I utilize. So that is going to be it for this episode. And I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Have a great week. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Random Considerations. And this week we are going to make this swanky little blue storage container. And we are going to make it out of a regular old shoebox and duct tape. In this case, I chose a solid blue color of duct tape. I call it TARDIS blue. I don't think it comes with a set color. It might. I don't remember. I'm sure it's probably not TARDIS blue, but I call it TARDIS blue because I'm a Doctor Who fan and that's what it reminds me of. I didn't do the interior of the box. I only did the exterior. You could do the interior if you'd like, although I find it harder to get the duct tape into the crevices. Also, you can do all kinds of other ornamentation.